Hello everybody, welcome back to another little video here. Today we're finishing up the project that I had for the end, which was going to be this giant end palace based around the different pillars of the end island that you get before you access the actual end. So right now we're finishing up the shell. Right now I'm doing the roof, adding in this like cool, I was kind of aiming for like a nether portal kind of feel for it. I don't know exactly how, or like nether star, sorry. With the end stone bricks and the obsidian and some like stone and glass and everything. I think it turned out pretty well. I got this really good star pattern. It did take quite a bit to actually get it done. And you can see me fly out a little bit to try and see if it's like symmetrical and everything, because some of the edges weren't lining up as well as I wanted them to, which was really frustrating. But eventually we did get it down, and I outlined it all with this like purple glass just to kind of like give some depth and everything. And I'm trying a new thing with glass when in my builds, is that I saw a video where if you place glass, then a air layer, and then glass of a different color, and then an air layer, all of like the same color spectrum, you get this kind of like hazy smoke effect. But it may be something that you only see with like Optifine, which I don't have on my computer yet. And as you can see, it's actually building out to be this really cool star shape that I was really hoping with, and I was really happy with too. I thought it turned out amazing. And so now we're just kind of driving out into this obsidian for the rest of the roof, which will all line up as one once we get all the other towers built up to the correct height. That was so annoying and very arduous. It was not fun to do that. But yeah, sorry that there have been kind of a delay in videos. I've been a little busy with like IRL stuff, with like work and everything, and trying to like do quote unquote 2 jobs at once, because I do want to make this like an actual thing in the future to actually be like a content creator and everything, and we are, and everything. I don't know if it's gonna work out. It's largely a luck game is what I've seen, because I've been watching and admiring YouTubers for years. I think almost 8 years now I've been like actively a fan of like YouTube and everything, and like watching my favorite creators and everything. And I know that largely it is a luck game. You have to get the drive in for people, but also living's kind of fucking expensive. It's kind of ridiculous how expensive living can be. So I do have to have another full-time job and everything to support myself, because I do live by myself. So I don't have like family to fall back on or anything. It's just me, myself, and I, my cat, and my roommate, who is, for purposes of privacy and everything, is to remain anonymous. So don't get into my personal life at all. That's a major invasion of privacy, and I'd really appreciate it if people did stay out of my privacy. I do this for me, myself, and I don't want to drag them or anybody in our personal IRL lives into this without their express permission. So just a little background on myself is that like I work a full-time job. I work 50 hours a week for salaried, so I have to put all of my effort and energies into maintaining that job, and also like trying to be a human being, question mark. Being a human being is kind of subjective. It kind of just depends on your personality, and I'm a very introverted person, so. But yeah, this is in my personal world. It is done, this whole thing was done in creative, because I don't have the time nor the energy to go through and mine and create all of the blocks that I used for this build. And personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with using creative mode. I like using creative mode. You get so much more access, and you get free build, and you can fly and all this other stuff, and that helps me a lot, like to actually get stuff done in the game. Like I don't think there's anything wrong personally with trying to simply like, it is cool and it's probably very rewarding to do it all in survival, but I don't have the means nor the time and effort to actually go through and grab all of the obsidian. I wish I could tell you how much obsidian was used in this, but I honestly don't know. Between the roof and building up all of the towers and everything to be the correct height, not to mention all the endstone, smooth stone, and the glass and everything, there was a lot of materials that went into this build. Several double chests full of materials if it were in survival, and I just don't have that time. I'm sorry. I wish I could actually devote time and energy into building in survival. I just don't have the means and aspects. I just don't have the means to do that. I can't sit on my phone or sit at my computer for 8 to 12 hours mining, because I get like 1 to 2 days off a week, and like it differs. And I also have to take care of myself as well, like eating and drinking water and like spending time with my friends and my family and my cat. Have I mentioned I have a cat yet? His name is Cheeto. He's an absolute menace to society, and I would do anything and I would die for that cat. That cat can do no wrong in my eyes unless he is messing with the houseplants that are around the house. I know you're listening. But yeah, this is just like fun and everything, and you can see like how massive this build actually is. I went through one day and I laid out the groundwork for it, and I was like, God, this is gonna take forever. I think this was a combination of like 6.5 hours of building for all of this, and that's not including the time spent smoothing out the floor of the palace. That's not time spent thinking of what to do with this. This was very exhausting to do. And like also trying to think about what I wanted to actually do with this this build and everything, and building it up and doing all of those things that I wanted to do with this build. Like, all that energy is not even expressed remotely close to what actually went on when I was building this. So yeah, right now in the video you can see that we're doing this like the stained glass effect around the beacon. Just little panes and everything going around, circling around, like it's kind of like a Spire of Magic and Conflux. I'm still building out the lore for this, what this build actually is supposed to stand for and everything, so I guess we'll find out if I'm actually correct with it. I used a mixture of purple stained glass and also cyan stained glass to do it, and that one actually didn't take very long. It took maybe 5-10 minutes to like go up and around and like break the stained glass and everything to get that single pane look. And we've gone back to the roof and everything, and this roof was so annoying to do. In a couple of videos that are going to be coming out soon, Cherry and I actually talked about what we listen to and stuff when we're doing these, when we're playing and stuff, and I like listening to, I have a short attention span. Pretty sure it's ADHD, but I don't know. It's never been diagnosed or anything. I don't have the time or the money or anything to actually go and get a diagnosis and possibly get medication for it if that's something I so choose to do. But largely based off of like research and my experiences and like seeing what other people doing, my best guess, I know my body pretty well. Best guess would be to say that I do have some sort of form of ADHD, but like again, like I said, not proven or anything. This is just my best approximation for it. But I can't focus if it's just me in a game. I have to have some background music. It's the same thing. I'm terrible. My Wi-Fi bills are horrible because I have to, if I'm watching TV, I also have to be on my phone to absorb it. To absorb the TV show or to do this. Like, I don't like reading at night. I usually play music to fall asleep. I watch videos and stuff when I'm busy so that it like keeps me focused and everything. So during this build, thank God for D&D because I'm a huge nerd. I love fantasy and everything, and I was watching Critical Role. Some people will call that cringy and stuff. I'm like, you watch Critical Role? Why are you watching why Critical Role? Why not D20? I like them both, but Critical Role's episodes are like between 2.5 to 4 hours long, sometimes even 4.5, depending on like what's going on in the episode, and I love it. I'm actually in the middle of rewatching Campaign 2, as you'll hear in the videos coming out later. Like, this editing day is also when future videos with Cherry about Quake Wars and our duels and everything, those that are coming out later, like, we recorded all of this today. I'm doing all of this today. So, in those videos, I talked about how I liked watching Critical Role to help keep me focused and everything, because their campaigns are super duper, like, easy stuff to put on because I've already seen it once, and I'm almost done watching Campaign 2. I watched all of Calamity. Exandria Unlimited Calamity is what got me through this build. I watched, I want to say, half of the third episode, and the entire finale was this build. So roughly, like, that's how long this took, and that's not even mentioning me taking a fucking break because my brain couldn't focus anymore of the monotony of just building. It couldn't take that anymore, and I got distracted trying to add Optifine to my game. So that's why some of the clips and stuff are like kind of choppy, because I had to cut out like 2 hours of footage of me literally sitting on the pause screen while I went through and tried to add Optifine to my game, and I failed. So time well spent, clearly. Time well spent. But regardless, it was really fun and everything, and I loved Calamity a lot. I had a lot of feelings about it. There were times where I like paused just minutely to like scroll back and re-watch a clip or something, because I was just like, what? It was so cool. D&D, man. Fucking D&D. I never thought I'd be the person that was actually interested in D&D, like, unironically and stuff, and I was just like, this is so entertaining. I'm a huge fan of Critical Role and everything. I own several of the hoodies and stuff, and I've spent hundreds of hours watching them on like Thursday nights and stuff, staying up until like 3 in the morning because they're PST. And I am EST. I am Eastern Standard Time. Or whatever it's fucking called now. New York time, whatever. I'm on the East Coast, so EST. And they're in Pacific Standard Time, which means there's a 3-hour time difference, which is just ridiculous. But yeah, this build, oh my god. This build almost killed me. I was so tired of Obsidian. And it looks a lot better, probably in the video than it actually did for me, because the dark purple sky, staring at all of that stupid Obsidian was so hard. I was so blind trying to do it because I like couldn't tell where certain blocks ended and stuff. Light color. If I start staring at light colors too long, I'm like, where? What are colors? What is color? What is life? I am stuck in an endless void of obsidian and glass, stained glass. And yeah, the only thing that stopped me from going insane was literally just watching those videos and just forcing myself to go through it, which was not fun. Neither were the Endermen. The Endermen were actually incredibly rude during this build. They would just like hop up and everything, and I'm like, I'm a little creative. Y'all should fuck off and get out of my space. Clearly personal space. and everything, and it was ridiculous. But I'm actually pretty proud. Yeah, you can see where I started killing them because I was getting so frustrated with them just jumping in the way of like my blocks. I was like, I am not. This is going to be done in order, or there will be hell to pay. So many Endermen. So many Endermen. But yeah. So how are y'all doing? I've been pretty stressed lately, not gonna lie, which is why there was like that content break, because I have a lot of things that I want to do. Like I write in my spare time sometimes, I play games in my spare time, I play a lot of Sims in my spare time because Sims is easy. Building in The Sims is the best sandbox ever. Minecraft is the true best sandbox. If you're looking for a great sandbox game and you're like, I don't know what to play, Minecraft, you can build almost anything, but it's gotta all be block by block, whereas I could build a house in 4 clicks. 4 click and drags in The Sims. And then like, I love playing The Sims in my spare time. If I want like a true easy building thing, I'm a builder in The Sims. As you can tell, I have a couple videos. I think I have just the one video, which is actually just a VOD where I'm dumb as fuck and messed, and like you can't hear me half that video, which is kind of ridiculous, but it's whatever. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I do a lot of other things in my spare time. So I'm a builder at heart, especially in The Sims. I love building in The Sims. I build a lot of houses. I renovate a lot of houses as well. And I just have fun with it. Because if you're not having fun playing a game, then you're not playing a game. You're doing a chore. Something should not take a lot of effort for you to enjoy. That is something I will always stand by. I will always stand by the fact that, like, if you are having fun, you will never work a day in your life. Some people call it corny, some people call it stupid. I say it's just my philosophy on life. Because nobody wants to go and work in a place where they're always miserable every day of the year, regardless of what's going on. If you are not having fun at your job, look for another job. Make sure that it takes care of your priorities, and make sure that you can actually like take care of yourself with that job. Like, money shouldn't rule everything, but it does. That's just the capitalist hellscape that we live in. You need money to live until we can actually overthrow the government and get rid of it. Get rid of money. Go back to bartering. Go back to trade. I give you a loaf of bread, you give me like a blanket. I don't know. That's a really bad example. But like, if you're not having fun, everybody's gonna be able to tell. Everybody will be able to tell if you are miserable when you are at work. I do my best to enjoy my time with work, making small talk and everything, and like getting to know the people that you have to spend every day of your life with makes it a lot less miserable. I'll be honest, it really just does. And like sometimes you just gotta like go for it. And here you can tell where I started doing that like haze effect thing. I did a magenta, a pink, and a purple stained glass in like a layering effect, trying to get that like hazy thing, because I wanted to get it to a point where it looked ethereal and like you couldn't actually tell where the walls and the ceiling actually are, because they had this like hazy purplish kind of thing. And I did like a test strand and I was like, it kinda does it, but it was only 1 block by 1 block. It was just like 1 block deep and stuff, so it was like kinda hard to tell. So it was more of a thing of like I'd have to trust the process and actually commit to the bit of actually putting it all together to see if it was even worth the time and effort spent. And you can tell that, like, in order to keep myself from being so incredibly bored, I just went back and forth between things. That's a little hack that I use if I have to do a bunch of grueling tasks that I don't really want to do. I just kind of force myself to, like, rotate away. Like, if I get bored of doing the ceiling, then I'm back to the walls. When I get done with the walls, I'm to the floor. And when I'm done with the floor, then I go back to the walls and the ceiling, and so on and so forth. Trying to keep it fun, trying to keep it interesting, trying to just not be so bored. Because when I'm bored, I lose interest. And then it means I'll never do it again until I can regain that interest again. And a lot of that time, forcing myself to just try and have fun makes it feel like I'm just pulling teeth. It literally does. Trying to force somebody who's not having fun with something is like pulling teeth. And I will stand by that philosophy as well. But yeah, we're getting through it slowly. We're getting through this build. This build did take forever. I know I've said it a million times. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. This build took forever. It turned out great, don't get me wrong. Like, the end product for it was pretty great. I'm very proud of how it looks once I got done with the shell and everything, but I'm so not looking forward to actually trying to furnish this place, because it's supposed to be a castle. I was thinking of doing a dragon build in it, like the dragon's lair and everything, but I was like, no, that doesn't really make sense for what the build is. So maybe just like a palace like we were originally doing. But again, I was like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. Like, so I'm still trying to figure out what I actually want this building to be. What kind of furniture and everything I'm going to put into this. If it's just going to be like a giant throne room off of like a more big kingdom, or if this was actually going to be the whole castle and everything. And now I'm back to the floor and like testing that hazy effect again and looking up at the giant ceiling, which I was really proud of. I was incredibly proud of how the ceiling and everything turned out. And I decided to do the build half and half. Like, half of it would be that hazy stained glass effect where I would add in like an in-stone bridge over the glass so that it seemed like it was actually like a toxic pit or something. I don't know. Make it seem like a moat before you actually got into the actual flooring and everything. And I was like, I don't know. I guess it just kind of depends on how this turns out. And I'm stuck staring at a bunch of glass. Thank God for Calamity. EXU Calamity. Because this was... I don't like saying that I hate doing a build, but it was so arduous for me to do monotony. I don't like monotony in stuff, so like constantly doing all of this is like a struggle, and I was just kind of like, I'm done. It was getting to a point of like, I am done with this because I'm no longer interested. And even after a while, just like going back and forth is just, it's very exhausting. So I was just kind of at a loss of what I wanted to do. And this is me creating an entrance tunnel for through one of the pillars to just kind of make it interesting and everything, looking for stuff to looking for some like end blocks to make an arch and everything before going back to the floor and going into now we're going into spectator mode just to see how the build looks and everything. And you can see where I left and then came back. This was done in 2 separate days actually. This part was mainly EXU Calamity because the flooring of this was miserable. I already flattened it once. Now I have to add a whole 3 other layers to it? Are you kidding me? But fine, I guess we'll do it. Whatever. Just kind of getting over the fact that like there's still more to do. And I definitely needed that break from this as well, because this was getting tiring to do. And as you can see from the video, this is sped up times 8. And it's still long. Like, this is 8 times speed that this is sitting on right now. And it's still like 40-ish minutes. And I don't know how we got to this point. Because I don't know how I got from partially layering half the floor to just saying, fuck it, I'm done. Get me out of here. But yeah, how do y'all like these videos? Like, are you interested in like the lore that I'm building for this, or are you more interested in when Cherry's here? Because don't get me wrong, I love Cherry. Cherry is practically like my child and everything. As I've stated before, we've known each other for a couple years now, and like I like making videos with her and everything. So I guess I'm more curious in what y'all's interests are in. If you're more interested in doing stuff with like building and everything, or if you're more interested in like playing with Cherry and stuff. Here's a little thing where I was trying to figure out if I wanted to put water in between the layers, or if that would look stupid, and I decided it looked stupid, so I decided not to do it. I think I playtest with it a little bit more. I definitely try to go on a little killing spree of the Endermen again, because let's be honest, they have no rights. I know some people say they're a gay icon, but I really just think that they're allies, because they always get in the way of everything and they act like they know everything and they don't. Is that problematic to say? I don't know. But I think, yeah, I don't know. I think what I want to do is add in like an end stone, or not an end stone, but the light aspect, the like light sticks. I can't remember what they're called right off the top of my head for some reason. I want to make a chandelier out of those at the very top around. Probably in like, I want to say in the middle where the beacon is, but like, I can't do it where the beacon is, okay? I can't. Because if I cover up the beacon, it won't work. It has to see the sky. So I guess we'll play around with it a little bit. But yeah, more pink flooring and everything. And we're slowly getting through with it. I think we're finishing up soon, and then it's going to go into the magenta layer. And I can't remember if I ended up doing a purple layer or not. This is kind of where I decided that, yes, I am only doing half of this, because absolutely not. I will not be doing a whole floor with this, because this sucks. Trapping an Enderman, giving up on it, and then going back around, completing the semi quote-unquote circle of building this and everything. So yeah. Apologies, I'm pretty tired. We did do 4 hours of recording earlier, which, you know, is going to equal into being about, probably like 30 minutes of actual like gameplay and stuff, but who knows, I may upload the full like series and everything, or the full quote-unquote VODs of those, maybe with some minor edits just in case. But yeah, I'm actually kind of excited for the duel aspect, because we have a stupid bit in it that I'm really excited to do. I'm just kind of waiting for Cherry to get back, and then we're gonna do a stupid bit with it and everything. I'm excited for people to see that because it's so dumb. It's so dumb, but it's so us. And the entire bit is her fault, by the way. I'm just gonna say that. The entire bit is her fault. I just made it funny. Yeah, looking into like the file names and everything, this was done in like 2 days. So I guess it was done with like EXU and everything. Let me actually look and see how long the final episode is, because I can't remember off the top of my head. But no regrets, no regrets. Please don't start playing, YouTube. Calamity. 6 hours. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It was about 6 hours of footage, which was miserable. It was not. It was a long time spent doing this, and this is me doing half slabs on the second half, because I was like, no more. Please, dear God, make it stop. This is definitely the part where I was just like done mentally and just ready to like be done with it all and just go to sleep. I think it was when I had like 2 days off or something, or I just got home from work and I was just like, all right, into the fray. Let's do this. Now that I'm thinking about it and like looking back at the video, this is how my brain works, so I apologize if this is very rambly, but aren't all speed build videos and stuff kind of rambly? I think what I'm gonna do is turn where that beacon is into like a throne chair with glass as the like seat cushion. That way it doesn't disrupt the beacon. And then maybe build like an end king or an ender queen on it. An end queen. Or an end queen, and then maybe put a dragon in here. And like name it something so that it can't despawn, even though it'll probably despawn anyway. But whatever. I think that'll be cool. And then you just have like this giant like throne area and more builds. Maybe some like some like carpet or wool work to make it look like Ender Eye and stuff, and like I don't know. I may try and make it livable. Oh, I did complete all of the layers. Okay, cool. I didn't realize that I completed all the layers in this. But yeah, as we're rounding down to the end of this video, because this was definitely the last part of it and everything, I just kind of want to say thank you all for watching and everything. I do appreciate any and all support from you guys, because this is truly fun and everything, and I really like playing this game and everything with people and like just enjoying it. Oh, I didn't even finish it. It's all cool. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you later.